The nice thing about my 3 jobs though is that my trainings a lot of times overlap with my full-time job. So, but I mean that I don't really have. What was the question again?
If there are any expectations of your role that may not be in the job description.
No, and I feel like Comer even accommodates me because I'm not there all the time.
Okay.
So I either mail my stuff into them, or I drop it off, or I can email. I mean, I feel like, or else I wouldn't work for the company.
I see. Okay, so, okay.
I think it's pretty straightforward as far as what they expect of me and what I do.
Okay.
So, for Comer, I have to get all of my, since I don't work out of the office. And they do this for me. I don't think they do this for contractors because I don't do that many. I work Thursday nights for them now before I used to work more. And so I have to get all my documentation into them by the first week of the month because that's when the one woman, Charlotte, does all the billing. So I did an eval the first week of June, and I called her and said, hey, I'm not going to be able to, do you want me to get this in today, like this week, or can I get it in later? So I'm just saying, like, I feel like they accommodate me a lot. But I think it's also because of the work I do.
Right.
So I think when companies are flexible without like crossing boundaries and they accommodate because they know that you're going to follow the rules, then I think that's what keeps people.
I see.
And I don't mean being like crossing boundaries and accommodating and not holding people accountable, but they know I don't work out of there. They know I have a full-time job. So how can we accommodate Jamie so we don't lose her? Well, let's do it where she can mail in her documents, or she likes to do it once a month versus once a week, and she doesn't come and pick up her paperwork. We'll email it to her through the Comor website.
I see.
So I think that's what holds. I don't even remember what the question is, but I think that's what
just
keeps
the expectations of your role that may not be in the job description. But you said there wasn't really any expectations that you felt that weren't in the job description.
No, I feel like all the companies I work for go above and beyond, like, to accommodate me, to be honest. And even like for HPA, Hornstein Platt Associates, we're required to do 1 hour of supervision or consultation, they call it, a month. And since I don't work out of the main office, which is Rittenhouse, I work out of the Temple one. And, they know I've worked a full-time job. I do supervision through VC, which is a confidential Skype type of thing. Monday nights at 4:30. You know what I mean? So that's because I know it's the only night I don't work during the week. So I just think, like, again, I don't have expectations that I feel like they don't have expectations for me above and beyond what I'm doing, and same there. And I think that's what keeps the relationship healthy.
What do you think helps the expectations remain so consistent? For example, you might work for a company that you read the job description, and you're like, you agree to all the points on the job description, but then like while you're doing the work, things change or things like evolve. What do you think helps the companies that you work for maintain consistency of expectations as they relate to the job description?
I think communication.
Okay.
And things are always going to evolve and change. And it's also, I think it's also the trajectory of the partnership. So if you start off with a good partnership and things shift and adjust and change and evolve, I'll speak for myself, meaning I'm more likely to be like, okay, I get it, I'll do that.
Right.
Versus, do you know what I mean, if there's not a strong partnership? And I feel like I'm heard at all of my jobs.
Okay.
Like if there's, like for instance, for Hornstein Platt Associates, we work, the site I'm at, we work in a student residential building for Temple. And so they gave us we'd had to get these key fobs or whatever to get in the door, and then we'd let our clients in for the summer months because they don't have security there for the summer months.
I see.
Pain in the butt. But besides that, so I got 2 new clients, and I emailed the intake coordinator and said, I'm assuming you told them that they have to call me before they arrive at the front door so I can let them in. And she's like, well, no, I would just suggest that you call them ahead of time and let them know that. And I said, so I went to the director, the owner of the company, and said, I don't agree with that, because if I call a client to introduce myself and to confirm their appointment the next day, if they don't answer, I don't leave a long, in-depth thing about the codes and call me, you know what I mean? Because it may not be the number that they want to put on there. The point of all this, so she emailed the office manager, and the office manager said, oh yeah, we were in the process of actually talking to the intake coordinators about that, but the meeting's not till Friday. So my point of saying all of this is that the communication. So when there's things where like, okay, yeah, we're shifting, and it's not the company's fault that we have down key fobs to this building that's owned by Temple, but I don't want to also annoy my client before they even get to the door. which they probably have anxiety and depression already. I'm not going to make them more anxious by having them. You know what I mean? So my point is, I feel heard by my agencies that I work for, which makes me want to do more things for them.
Right.
Within like my job description.
I see. Okay. So has anything happened while working for a client organization that has surprised you?
It has surprised me. No.
Okay. So what have you experienced that has influenced your decision to leave client organizations?
To leave, you said? The one I left is because of the, like, clients didn't show up.
Right.
That's the only reason why I left.
Okay.
And it was also like logistics, like the location of the place.
Okay.
Pretty much it.
Okay. So outside of client organization influence, so this could be like life circumstances, like education, family stuff. Those are just a few examples, but not a complete list. What are some factors that would influence your decision to leave or stay with contingent work in the mental health field?
Logistical reasons, I would say.
Okay.
Like moving, location. Like when I moved out here to the suburbs, I stopped working at Comar outpatient.
Okay.
And that's when I looked into working for a group practice because they would have a better show rate, but the location was great.
Okay. How about to stay?
What's that?
Stay with contingent work, like outside of client organization influence. What kind of supports you staying with contingent work in mental health?
Increased rate.
Okay.
Making sure, like the reason why I like working for Hornstein Plant Associates is because we have 99% show rate.
Okay.
And we also charge people if they don't show up.
I see.
So, you know, it comes down to like the client being committed to, you know, like I don't want to work for free.
Right.
So, but it's the client, you know, being committed, and then which I see that in my HPA job. I didn't really see, and I think for many different reasons, but that's why I want to stay there. And even if let's say I moved next door to Comar's outpatient therapy program, I still probably wouldn't even work there because of the no-show rate.
I see.
And, you know, not being reimbursed for my time.
Okay. So have you experienced anything while working for a client agency that has influenced your commitment to that client agency?
No. I fortunately have had really positive experiences.
Okay.
I feel that the 3 agencies that I have worked for and work for have respected my work, and vice versa. So I feel like I mentioned earlier, I feel like I can communicate with them. Like if something's not working for me or something I think that, you know, could be improved just to help the program across the board. You know, feeling connected with the other coworkers. So that's one thing too. It's, I think, one deficit of being a contingent worker is that there's not like a sense of team building, although you have to make that happen.
Yeah.
So for HPA, I only work out of the Temple site. They have 7 or 8 sites.
Okay.
So I like made an effort and you know, to like meet everyone there, have their phone numbers, connect with them. Like we email each other, like work related.
Yeah.
But you know, I think you have to kind of make the effort to do that, or it can be very isolating.
I see. So would you say that the communication and teamwork are factors from these specific organizations that have influenced your commitment positively? So like you feel connected to the agencies?
Yeah, so the contractors, like actually I just got an invite for Comar for their annual picnic.
Oh.
And employees, and it's at Neshaminy Park, but the employees and contractors are all free.
That's
and
lovely.
You can bring your siblings. You can bring your spouse or family members for like a small fee. And even like HPA, we're all, we're not all, but the therapists I think are all contingent workers.
Okay.
And they always have like an annual holiday party or like a summer thing, and they give us like a gift for Christmas.
Oh, that's
like
so
they
nice.
really treat us like we're like employees, because we are basically their breadwinners. Because
Right.
if we don't work and provide good service, right?
Yeah.
Then they don't really have a company. So, no, I feel like that's, and I usually don't go to those things, but I think it's just a nice gesture.
Yeah.
And also, like HPA, they'll do like some inside, like activities, like which I won, but they'll send out like an email and they're like,